Things are just going worse and worse for Disney's Snow White. After months of controversy and backlash, her much-anticipated Snow White remake is officially bombed at the box office. Theaters are empty, ticket sales are disastrous, and critics are tearing the film apart. But the biggest shock of all is that some theaters are reportedly pulling the movie entirely. So what exactly went wrong? Was it the backlash over Zegler's past comments? Keep watching till the end to find out all the details about how Snow White is going to become Disney's biggest flops ever. On March 25th, Rachel Zegler sat in a nearly empty theater watching her own movie flop in real time. The much talked about Snow White remake was supposed to be Disney's latest live-action hit, but instead, it turned into a financial disaster. Even Discount Tuesday couldn't save it. Zegler, who had once been called the next big star in Hollywood, had to face a brutal reality. The box office numbers made it clear people didn't just care enough to show up. To make the night less painful, Zegler brought some close friends. Ilha Mason, George Mason, Remy, and Maria Isabel Demison. Thanks to Ilha's Instagram stories, the internet got a front row seat to the awkwardness. As Zegler's name appeared on the screen, Ilha screamed in excitement. Zegler laughed awkwardly and clapped for herself, but the whole thing felt forced. It was unclear whether they had rented out the theater or if there were just that few people watching. Either way, it was an uncomfortable moment. The group tried to make the best of it by taking part in a viral internet trend. They approached a theater employee and asked for 2 tickets, please. When the employee innocently asked, for which movie? They turned the camera to their Snow White-themed popcorn bucket and souvenir cup, looking baffled. The irony couldn't be ignored. To top it off, Zegler was seen holding a bouquet of flowers, possibly a sympathy gift from her friends. The box office certainly wasn't handing out any trophies, and the numbers told the story. The movie only managed to bring in $3.5 million from Thursday previews. Its opening weekend was even worse, earning just $43 million. For comparison, Disney's The Little Mermaid remake had a $95 million debut, making Snow White's numbers look even worse. Even Dumbo, a film that wasn't considered a big success, made nearly the same amount in its opening weekend, but with a much smaller budget. And speaking of budgets, the Snow White remake had cost Disney over $250 million to make, and that was before factoring in marketing expenses. Now, with theaters looking emptier than ever, critics were having a field day. Social media was flooded with seating charts showing barely any tickets sold and photos of empty rows. People even joked about starting a GoFundMe to help Disney recover from the loss. Adding to this embarrassment, an old clip of Zegler resurfaced online. In the video, she confidently stated that people would always wait in line to see her films. She compared herself to the winged victory of Smother Race, saying that despite her flaws, she hoped people would show up for her movies. But in reality, the only people lining up were internet users eager to roast her. Theaters across the country were deserted. Ticket sales were tragic, and critics wasted no time calling her out. On Facebook, this woman summed it up perfectly. "Welcome back to reality, princess! Snow White was a complete flop." Ian Miles Cheong reposted the old clip on X, reminding everyone that Snow White was officially Disney's worst-performing live-action remake in decades. People weren't just criticizing the movie itself, they were also pointing fingers at Zegler's attitude. Behind the scenes, things weren't looking any better. According to a report from Variety, Disney executives had already been concerned about Zegler's controversial comments about the original Snow White. Instead of staying neutral, she had openly criticized the 1937 classic, calling it outdated and problematic. Many Disney fans saw this as disrespectful, and it didn't help that she also made political statements that turned audiences away. Things escalated when Zegler spoke at Disney's D23 event. She was supposed to be promoting the film, but she ended her speech with a bold political statement that left executives in shock. Almost immediately, Disney went into panic mode, scrambling to control the damage. The studio had spent $270 million on what was supposed to be a fairy tale success, but instead, it had turned into a nightmare. Even Hollywood insiders believed her behavior was a major factor in the film's failure. Jonah Platt, son of Snow White producer Mark Platt, added to the drama. He took to Instagram to criticize Zegler's actions, blaming her for the movie's poor performance. He later deleted the comment, but not before media outlets like Variety, The Hollywood Reporter, and People picked up the story. Jonah revealed that his father had to personally fly out to scold Zegler for mixing personal politics with the movie's promotion. He called it a matter of adult responsibility and accountability, suggesting that Zegler's actions had directly hurt the film's success. Now, it's clear that Snow White is one of Disney's biggest failures in recent history. With a production budget of over $250 million and an additional marketing budget that likely pushed costs past $300 million, the movie needed to make at least $500 million to break even. But with an opening weekend of just $43 million, it seemed impossible for Disney to recover its investment. Even optimistic estimates suggested the movie would struggle to reach $150 million in total earnings. For Zegler, this flop wasn't just about bad box office numbers, it was a major setback in her career. Just a few years earlier, she had been the star of Steven Spielberg's West Side Story, earning praise for her performance. Hollywood had positioned her as the next big thing, but after Snow White, her reputation took a serious hit. Many industry insiders believed she had alienated audiences with her controversial comments and attitude. Unlike other Disney stars who had faced backlash and bounced back, Zegler now had the stain of a box office disaster on her resume. Rachel Zegler was cast as Snow White in 2021, and from the start, people had strong opinions about it. Some fans were unhappy that a Latina actress was playing the role, similar to the backlash that Halle Bailey faced as Ariel in The Little Mermaid. Zegler responded to the criticism with bold statements. In one post, she wrote, "Yes, I am Snow White. No, I'm not bleaching my skin for the role." She even called her critics losers, obsessed with maintaining the bloodline purity of a cartoon princess. While some people supported her, others thought she was being too aggressive. Instead of calming the situation, her words only added fuel to the fire. As if that wasn't enough, Zegler made things worse with her comments about the original Snow White story. In a 2022 interview, she called the 1937 film weird and criticized the romance between Snow White and Prince Charming. Her words upset many Disney fans who saw the original film as a classic. People accused her of disrespecting the story and questioned why she even took the role if she didn't like it. So, will Disney learn from this mistake, or will history repeat itself in their next remake? Don't hesitate to comment down your thoughts on this, and while you're down there, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more future updates.